Namaskaram. Welcome to the storytelling series by Srividya Tantra Peedom, where we journey through tales of mystery, legends, and spiritual devotion. This is part 2 of Yakshi and the Tantra of Surya Deva. For part 1, please check for the link in the description. Now back to the story. We left off where Bhattadri and his friend Nambudri spent the night at the home of two beautiful strangers, where one of the ladies transformed into a ferocious Yakshi and devoured Bhattadri. But what was the fate of his friend? Meanwhile, the Nambudri in the next room was a devout worshipper of Devi and always carried the sacred text Devi Mahatmyam with him. Every night he had the habit of reading from it and keeping the text below his headrest before sleeping. The lady who was with Nambudri would not come close to him. She tried to tempt him, asking him to keep the book away from the bed so they could spend the night together. Nambudri replied, "This is Devi Mahatmyam, a sacred book, and should not be kept on the floor. I always carry it. Let me complete reading first, and I will put it under my headrest." Suddenly, Nambudri heard terrifying bone-crunching and blood-sucking sounds from the next room. Terrified, he loudly called out to his friend, but there was no response from Bhattadri. The scared Nambudri knew something was terribly wrong. He then realized that he had been ensnared by a Yakshi. Tightly clutching the Devi Mahatmyam text, he prayed fervently with closed eyes. The Yakshi in the room glared at him throughout the night from a distance. When it was almost dawn, the Yakshi understood there was no purpose in waiting and left. Despite being skilled in Tantra, Bhattadri was completely consumed by the Yakshi as he fainted and did not realize who he was with, while the Nambudri was kept safe by the power of Devi Mahatmyam and escaped the Yakshi. Eventually, the Nambudri stopped praying and slowly opened his eyes. He couldn't believe what he saw. Instead of a grand house, he was sitting on top of a tall palm tree. He somehow managed to get down from the tree, and all he could find of his friend were a few teeth, some nails, and a tuft of hair under another tall palm tree nearby. He realized that the Yakshis used their powers of illusion to make the grandiloquent house appear, and that both he and his friend fell under their magic spell. Nambudri immediately returned to Kalady to inform the family of Bhattadri's demise. Bhattadri's family did not have any male members at the time, and his wife was expecting a child at the time of his death. On hearing the tragic news from Nambudri, the pregnant woman was devastated. Days passed, and she gave birth to a radiant baby boy. The child grew up to be extraordinarily brilliant. By the age of 16, he was well versed in Vedas, Vedanta, astrology, Tantra and Mantra, Shastras, and the Puranas. His mother eventually told him what happened to his father. Determined to seek revenge, the boy decided to please the sun god and gain the tantric skills necessary to destroy the Yakshi that killed his father. He started praying to Surya Deva with utmost devotion and focus. Soon, Surya Deva appeared before him in a human form. Surya Deva gave mantropadesha to the boy and gave him the tantric works for mastering Surya Tantra. Due to his skill in Surya Tantra, the boy later got the title of Suryan, added to his name, and came to be known as Surya Bhattadri. The Kalady where he lived was now popularly known as suryakalady. Surya Bhattadri became a very famous and successful tantric and was called to numerous places for removing troubles. After a few years, he gained confidence and decided it was time to avenge his father's death. He performed powerful tantric kriyas. Havan offerings were made with powerful mantras to a sacred fire. As he did not know the identity of the Yakshi that killed his father, Surya Bhattadri summoned all the Yakshis in the region with the power of tantric kriyas. Surya Bhattadri declared, "Only the Yakshi who killed my father needs to remain here. The rest of you can leave." None of the Yakshis admitted guilt. So Surya Bhattadri used another tantric test, where the Yakshis had to swear their innocence before a sacred fire. When the culprit realized she could never escape the wrath of Surya Bhattadri, she came forward and confessed to the crime. Bhattadri punished the Yakshi by offering her into the fire of the Havan Kund, destroying her forever. Thus ends the short narration of the power of Surya Tantra and how Kalady Mana came to be called Suryakalady Mana. If you like this story, please like this video, share and subscribe to the Srividya Tantra Peedom YouTube channel for a range of spiritual topics.